Hey everyone, it's Insko here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing a Then versus Now for Don Diablo. So if you don't know what Then versus Now is, it's a little series that I came up with a while ago. Essentially, each episode we take a deep dive into that artist's Spotify. We look at their old songs and look at their new songs and compare how they've kind of evolved. Now, I don't really talk about Don Diablo a lot, but he's like one of the very first EDM artists I actually got really into. I think the first ones being Don Diablo, Martin Garrix, and Skrillex. I think they were like the top three. But to start it off, we're going to listen to one of the very first Don Diablo songs, which came out in 2002. That was 21 years ago, so I would have been like 2 years old. I think it's just 2 singles and then these 2 remixes, but we're just listening to Cloud Number 9. This is 19,000 streams, which is... Also, this song's 8 minutes long. I just realized. I feel like you could get away with playing this at some sort of club now. Yeah, okay, so there's that. We're not going to be taking a look at everything because I will be here all day. But let's skip ahead a little bit to 2007 with a song called This Way Too Many Times. It's with someone called Blizzy. I have no idea who that is. I don't know what this is in the cover art. It's kind of weirding me out. Interesting. Feels like it's more kind of a radio try. Okay, yeah, that's a pass from me. Okay, 2009, Disco, Disco, Disco. Same logo still. I'm assuming this is just going to be a disco track. Gonna give me a drop. Okay. Got a bit of something to it. I mean, it's not great, but it's kind of danceable. 2010 Monster EP. Let's listen to Monster. It's kind of cool to hear like someone's sound evolving though. Like, I guarantee there'll be a point where we listen to one of these songs and it's like, oh, that's Don Diablo. Drop. Okay. Not the worst thing ever. There's a song here called Silent Shadows, which came out in 2012, has 780,000 streams. Wait, do I know this song? I really recognize that vocal. Is this going to be a dubstep track going off these drums? Okay. I do know this song. I definitely heard this before. Somewhere. Oh, it's very 2012. Dubstep was a new thing. Even Don Diablo was making dubstep. Okay, 2013, we have one called Give It All. And it's featuring Alex Clare and Kellis. But now this is the first one that has actually updated his logo. I know this song. I recognize that. I didn't know this was by Don Diablo. I remember hearing this somewhere. How does the drop go? Is it more dubstep again? Sort of. Oh, this is so weird. I didn't know who made this. I must have heard this on like... I used to have these like EDM CDs, whether it be like Ministry of Sound or Best of things. I swear it did have a dubstep drop in it though. Yeah. Oh, wow. So hard. 2012, 2013 dubstep was different, man. Okay, skipping ahead a little bit, 2014, we have Starlight, Could You Be Mine? It's with Matt Nash. It has 12.7 million streams. Starlight, look at us shine. Iconic. The vocoder. I think this is where you're going to start to hear the more Don Diablo sound now. A little bit. Sort of. I mean, it's kind of a bit more houseier. Rather than sort of dubsteppy. Okay, skipping a couple again. We got a song called Anytime. Came out in 2014 and it was on Spinning Records. House time is anytime and anytime is house. Yeah, I remember this one. Like, that's the Don Diablo style. That like sort of future house thing. Really early future house. Really unique sound for that kind of time as well. Oh, and then you have Back to Life. I remember loving this song. It's so cool looking back on songs like this because like I was really into Don Diablo for a while. Yeah, I thought so. A bit more like a bassier house thing with the little chord stabs. Very 2014. Oh, and then you got Chain Reaction Domino featuring Chris Chris. This came out 2015, so a year later. Time for a chain reaction, Domino. Kind of glidey. I gotta admit, like, all of Don Diablo's old stuff feels really squished with, like, the master. Okay, and then we got still probably my all-time favorite Don Diablo song, Universe, featuring Eminem. This has 18.3 million streams, but yeah, this was, like, the song that I loved the most back in the day. Came out in 2015. I used to be obsessed with this song. Like, obsessed with this song. I think it just hits the nostalgia for me. And then straight into it. Piano. Such a good song. Definitely isn't quite in the same now, but yeah, back in the day. Then with the housey beat. Classic, absolute classic. And after that song, I think I just kind of enjoyed everything. I knew the other ones because I kind of stuck around and listened to them. But Universe was the one that got me hooked to Don Diablo. It was like I was keeping up with every other release after that, including On My Mind, which has 76.3 million streams. Oh, it's been so long since I've heard these songs. Again with that piano. It doesn't feel as wow now, but yeah, sick song. Then straight after that, this is all still 2015. You got Tiesto, Don Diablo, Chemicals featuring Thomas Trailson. Nice. Piano-y again. 2015 was that piano-y sound. This is all of like the old house stuff that I miss. Like, I used to love this stuff. Then 2016, you got Don Diablo Tonight. I remember around this time I started to get into DJing. I downloaded a DJ software on my computer and was literally mixing songs using my mouse. And I remember playing this song. So I feel like that's now going back to like that 2014 sound that he had. But really unique sort of sound. I think it was around this sort of time that Hexagon became a thing, his record label. And I'm pretty sure his releases, at least for a year or so, were released on Hexagon and Spinning Records. So it was like a joint thing. Because this song here that came out in 2016 called Silence, featuring Dave Thomas Jr., has 16.8 million streams. It was on Spinning Records and Hexagon. I remember around this time I used to listen to... Yeah, nice. I used to listen to a lot of Don Diablo while I was playing Call of Duty at this time. It would be on my playlist in the background. Oh, then you have Cutting Shapes, came out in 2016. 89.4 million streams on this one. I think it's because this was this around when everyone started doing shuffling to house music? That's the Don Diablo sound. Really interesting, very unique. And then 2017, a year later, he released his very first album, technically. It was more of like a compilation because I don't think he actually released any new songs. It was called Past, Present, and Future, and it just had all of his songs from like the last 3 years on it. And also 2017, you had a song called Children of a Miracle with Marnik. I remember that one being pretty iconic as well. It's 42.7 million streams. So back in the day, he's pulling streams. I don't actually know roughly how much he gets now, but they were very popular back in the day. I'm trying to think how the drop goes. Oh yeah, it's more of like a weird future bass kind of thing, sort of. A little bit. And as all of the singles after that were leading up to the album, we'll just skip to the album and play a couple from that. So we have his very first album called Future, which came out in 2018. This, in my opinion, is one of the best albums I've probably ever heard. I don't know whether I'm biased in saying that because I obviously listened to Don Diablo for like 4 or 5 years before this. But I remember staying up until midnight and I think I had like school or college the next day. But I sat there and listened to the whole album while I was laying in bed. And yeah, I just loved every single song on this album. There's so many good songs on this, so I'm going to just try and pick a few. But we've got Everybody's Somebody with Billy Songs. This was a really good song. I think this was a bit different. Yeah. For that kind of like future bass thing. This album had a lot of variety on it. I think there's a bit of future bass, a bit of that future house, a bit of drum and bass, I think, on Satellites. Oh, and then you have Give Me Love with Callum Scott. This was a really good song. That piano thing still. Weird like choppy LFO thing. And then the little vocal, little house organ in the back. And of course, the drum and bass track was on about satellites. Nice uplifting thing. Really cool. I love that this album has versatility as well. I think if it was all just that future house thing, it'd be a bit boring. And then also in 2018, Don Diablo done a remix of Ocean by Martin Garrix and Khalid. And I don't normally include remixes whenever I do these then versus now videos, just to kind of save a bit of time. But this one was a pretty big deal for me, considering at the time, I absolutely loved Martin Garrix and absolutely loved Don Diablo. So to see them both technically on a track together was pretty mad. I don't even think I really listened to it loads, to be honest. It was good, but very Don Diablo. Like, see, now his sound's sort of evolving. It's got that synthy LFO kind of sound. Then we talk about another remix. 2019, he remixed High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. That was a pretty good remix. I remember listening to that loads. 36.4 million streams on that. I remember how popular this song used to be in 2019. It's just more of like a upbeat version of it. Which now I listen to it, the vocal sounds very thin. 2019 again, you have Don Diablo and Jessie J, Brave. I don't think I love this song loads, but it got a lot of streams. It's more kind of poppy. It had a very good message behind it though. Going for that safer approach, which makes sense. I remember I liked it when it came out, and then I think it just kind of became repetitive after a while. Oh, and then in 2020, he released a song called Bad with Zachabelle. This has 88.9 million streams. I remember loving this song. Like this hook. Kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just different. Like, you don't really know where it's going to go from here. And then just that kind of weird, but then also the bass is a little bit like slap housey. Really cool. Even now, it's a cool song. And then also 2020, 1,000 Faces with Andy Grammer. This was a really good song. The vocals of this are incredible. And the message is so nice as well when you listen to the lyrics. More of a chill thing. I love the sound of that piano though. Love it. Like a little bit muffled, but really just dry. Really nice. Then also in 2020, there was a song called Kill Me Better, which I personally didn't really like. It's got 31.9 million streams though, so fair play. It was just that time where this kind of stuff was popular. Oh, like, it's just not me. 2021, there was a song called Problems with JLV and John K. I think I like this one. Yeah, I love this one because it's just really cool having like that choiry thing. I don't know whether I reacted to this. I know I reacted to his newest album that had this on it. He also released a song called Tears for Later with Galantis. I did react to this one. I remember reacting to that. Oh, okay. Save those tears for... Super weird. And I don't think I knew how I felt about this at first, but it definitely grew on me. Just strange. They also released Hot Air Balloon straight after this with ARCO. I think I really like this one. I remember reacting to this as well. This is such a throwback, it's weird. Just a really cool, like, lead sound. It almost felt like some sort of bass guitar or something. A bit of piano in the back. Really cool. And yeah, shortly after this, he released his album Forever, which came out in 2021. I've done a full album reaction video on this. And spoiler alert, to put it simply, I preferred his first album rather than this album. There was a few things in there which was good, but the majority of it I thought was just kind of alright. He was even including the songs like Brave and all of those other ones from like 2019, 2020, which was a bit strange considering the album came out in 2021. And just looking at it, I don't even think there's really anything that stands out that I think's worth playing, to be honest. In 2022, you got Face to Face with Watts. I've probably done a reaction to this as well. I don't remember it though. Oh no, I do remember it. More of a chill thing again. Really cool vocal sound. Yeah, more of a chill thing. Decent track. Yeah, and then I think recently, like end of 2022, released a song called Two Things. Definitely different. I reacted to this the first time around. I love that. Super weird sound. And then it goes in time. Just more like a bass housey kind of sound. Is really cool. And then his newest track, which came out again at the end of 2022, we have Journey, Take Me Where You Wanna. I definitely didn't listen to it a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. Kind of uplifting, LFO thing. Still synthy. Still Don Diablo. I'm excited to see what he does this year. Like, especially now, going through and listening to all of that stuff again, I feel like I want to listen to his first album again. Because that kind of era, I just really enjoyed it. I don't know whether it's because I've got memories attached to all those songs, maybe. But yeah, comparing his new stuff to his older stuff, I think I definitely prefer his older stuff. But with that being said, I don't hate all of the new stuff. There has been songs I've added to my playlists. But anyway, that's Don Diablo then versus now. It was basically just going from oldest to newest at that point. And I've been recording this for like 50 minutes, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but there was a lot of songs to go through. But drop a comment down below and let me know what your favorite Don Diablo song is, because I'm curious. And while you're down there, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already. I'm now posting on 3 days a week, so we got these music related videos every Monday, the reaction box videos on Wednesday, and then the new Music Friday reactions on Friday. But my name is Insko, and I hope you have a great week.